welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have done the calculations from the information box below and come to the conclusion that you're a power year number 2, then you are at the right place. If you're a power year number 2, it means that February is the month of 4 for you. Now, I'm going to review what those numbers mean in just a moment, but for those of you who are still trying to figure out how do I get to my power year number, I'm going to try to explain quickly just to review how to do that. Take the month of your birth. If it's a double-digit month, like December, add the 1 plus 2 and make it 3. So you take the month of your birth, reduce it to a single digit. Now take the day of your birth and reduce that to a single digit. Add those two together, month and date. Now whatever that number is, reduce that to a single digit. Okay? Add 3 to that single digit. 3 represents 2019. Now again, if you've got a double digit, reduce it to one number. Okay? And if you've come to 2, you're at the right place. Now the year of 2 means it's a year of working together, working as a team, trying to figure out how to work together or work as a team. It's a great year for partnership and marriages, and it's also a year that partnerships or marriages dissolve. So, and the month of 4, now February being your month of 4, that's the key word to 4 is practical and building. Practical and building blocks for your future. So you're going after things or feeling the hankering to go after things in the month of February and get them done. Get the answers that you have been waiting for. Suddenly you feel like you've been waiting for. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at if you've got a job and if you're looking for a job, if you're in a relationship and if you're looking for a relationship. And we're going to answer what's the best that can happen with any situation in your life. I'm going to ask you to choose a specific question for that. I'll remind you when we get there. Okay, 2s, let's go. If you have a position right now, okay, this is nice. Okay, and this one just called out to me, so I'm going to call. All right, now 2s. What the cards are saying is that if you're already in a position, and this might apply to you if you're looking for a job too, apparently you haven't been clear about what you want at work. You must be clear about what you're looking for and find a mentor or someone who you feel appreciates your work, and go to them and be very clear about what you want. The impression that you've given in the past is that you were open to new things, you were looking for something new, you were willing to do new things, and now all of a sudden you found, well, maybe I did say that, but I'm not liking it so much. So it's this whole thing is about, this whole reading for you is about people not being clear about where you're coming from. Now, it's befitting for a power year number 2 to have to straighten that out, because you have to work with others. They can't read your mind, you can't read their mind. It's about teamwork this year, and that's exactly what's coming up here. I'm finding you a little backed into a corner and not sure what to do. And the answer is, because I felt the inclination to pull an extra card for you, is about lack of focus. It's that you haven't been sure what you've wanted, and you have been giving the impression that you're not sure of what you want. So it's time, it's the month of 4, is the practical month of, no, this is where I'm going to start, this is what I'm building to, and this is where I want to go, and I have to tell the right people at work what I want, because they are not clear on what you want. Now, if you're looking for a position, I have a feeling it's going to be along the same lines of a little bit scattered or unfocused, but maybe not. Let's see. Okay, that's nice. Actually, I'm going for this one. Okay, there's a similar, a tad of a similar message, and what it is that it's not just that you've been unclear, it's that you haven't really even said or mentioned what you really want. And maybe you were holding out because you didn't know if you were going to last there, if you were going to stay there, you weren't sure. But according to what I'm seeing here, you are going to have luck where you are, but also with looking for that position that you want. I feel like you don't have 2 feet into the decision of what you want. There is a general message here of a bit of wishy-washiness, and this is the month. This is the month, twos, that we're going to get that straightened out and make it clear that, you know, when you handed in an application and you didn't give it your all. You didn't make the person that you handed it to, or maybe nobody hands applications in anymore. Maybe you email it, but you have to email it with a letter or a cover letter that shows a lot of enthusiasm that this is the job for me, this is the job for me. And I think that that's what people are looking for. Aren't employers looking for someone who really, really likes the company, who's done their research, or at least likes the job? And what I'm getting here is that you're not putting that motivation, that excitement across. And maybe secretly inside, because it's the secretive card, you don't. You don't really want you're not really sure if you want this job. You're not really sure if you want to do this for X amount of time. But the deal is that I have the moving into the future with anxiety and depression card. And it's like, something I always feel or say to myself is life is a process of elimination, and sometimes you don't know what you're going to like or dislike until you actually try it, until you actually go out there. It's never going to be a waste of time. If you think, I don't like sales, I don't want to be on the road, but I guess I have to put it out there that, my God, I love sales, I want to be on the road. To get the position, to try it, to see if in fact you do or don't like it. And so I think that's the best advice for you that the cards are giving you, and I think it's good advice. And I feel it's not so much someone not taking a chance on you as you not taking a chance on them or yourself. So let's put these cards back into the deck. Aru. Okay, and now we're going to move on to relationship. Now, power year number 2 is a great year for finding that relationship, for getting married or just becoming serious with someone, for growing a family. It's a slippery slope, because it's also about breaking up. And in the month of February, you twos are in no mood for mucking about. Are you in or are you out? That's the feeling that a 2 has in the month of February. They want to know, where do I stand? Where do you stand? Where do we stand? And what's happening? So let's take a look if you're already in a relationship. Oh, yes, you are. I have a very serious, nice relationship card. What's that? Okay, you know what? There's too many cooks in the kitchen. You have, this is the beautiful serious relationship card right here that I have, and we're talking to you, those of you who have that relationship card. And we want you to think practically this month. You're in that month of 4, and there's just too many cooks in the cookie jar. I feel like there's interference from outside sources, people who are getting into your way and who are influencing you or your partner to say or do or feel certain things. And just saying, and I don't mean to be fresh, but kind of how is that going? I'm going to ask what to do about that. I mean, we all have logical things to suggest, right? But I want to see what the universe suggests to you, okay? You've got people who are out of line and are too involved in your relationship. So let's see. Yep, there it is. My goodness, do you have people involved? Okay. For those of you who this makes sense to, this is a real conundrum. If you're in a relationship, you're a power year 2, and you're in the month of 4, what's circling is this, one of the things that's suggested here is that either you or your partner, an old boyfriend or girlfriend might be knocking at the door or suddenly texting or coming around. And I feel like it's kind of like poop or get off the pot. And if your partner, you feel this is happening to, then the suggestion to them might be poop or get off the pot. Because this limbo land, this hanging in limbo, or I just never really know where you're coming from, and I never really know if you're pleased with me, because I feel like I'm watching you looking at other people when we're out, or your phone goes off, and you won't tell me who it is. This is the new relationship card over here, and it's like either you go back out with them already. Let the person you're with go. Stop torturing them. If you're really so interested in someone else, or you think that you're missing something, then go for it. And see, the cards aren't saying how it's going to end up. They're not saying that. They're just saying that if it's that big of an issue that it's interfering with your relationship, this curiosity about someone else or what's it like or blah, 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 the cards are suggesting, the universe is suggesting, so go do it and see where the chips fall. It's that month of 4. It's that month of 4 and the year of 2 where you're like, this is a year of cementing or breaking up. So figure it out. Who do you want to be with? Let's pull a few cards. How's that for happy? Let's pull a few cards for if you're looking for a relationship. Okay. Nice. Wow. Okay. Honestly, it's a little bit of the same. You have a beautiful, wonderful card with people who have a relationship and people who are looking. You have the 2 best cards for either being in a phenomenal relationship or finding one this month or in the next couple months, this year. And yet, even down here, I have that when you're looking for somebody, you're either attracted to the same wrong type of person, or just because sometimes a person says yes or to a date or asks you out and suddenly you lose interest. That's called fickle, right? Because you were so interested and you were so excited, and now all of a sudden they're giving you the time of day and you're becoming like, I'm not sure. That's what this is saying is happening. If you're looking for that relationship, that you're second guessing yourself, or you're second guessing the person that you're with, and therefore, if that's the case, move on. I know, I'm sorry, but both of them are saying the same thing. If you have doubts, then listen to the doubts and do something about it. In both situations, If you thought that you liked the guy up the street or at work or something like that, and suddenly you're changing your mind and saying, my God, I think I like something completely different, it's suggesting then go for the something completely different. Follow your instincts. That's what this card is, even if you feel like they're wrong. So I know this is radical. It's a radical suggestion, okay? But when you're older, you can do this more. Your friend has just broken up with their boyfriend. And you always thought, I always liked him, and enough time has passed, and I don't know, they weren't that serious. That's what it's talking about here. It's talking about if you're really interested, then go for it. Give it a try and get it out of your system. Oh my goodness, Jews. Oh my goodness. What's going on in here? I feel like it's radical, but I have to give it to you because it's here. So it's about trusting your instincts, taking a chance, and don't have any regrets. If you're in a relationship or you're looking for one, trust your instincts and go the extra mile for this random person that you're suddenly thinking about. Okay, that said, oh boy, boy. Okay, you can always email me. You can always hop onto my website, Jemma.com. Email me, tell me your power year 2, and tell me what's going on. And then I have an idea about what I'm talking about a little bit more when I'm doing the readings. Okay, let's do section 3, our final section. Think of that specific question. It can be about job, it can be about love, it can be about anything you want, and I'm going to pull 3 cards out, and I'm going to see what's the best possible outcome you can expect to your question. Okay. La 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 la. It's all about leaving this month. Okay. It's all about the leaving. I'm going to go for this one. Okay. In answer to your question, what I have here is, in whatever the situation is, you have a hankering for change, and you want to try something new. This card indicates if everything around you is right, if the conditions are right, it's suggesting you go ahead and do it and try it. And when I say conditions are right, it's like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're on your own, maybe the conditions aren't right for you to leave the job that you're doing to go and experiment and try something new. Because what's coming into the near future here is you have a card where you're working out a lot of problems and issues. So when you make this change of whatever it is, you change your mind, you change your situation, you change your relationship, you relocate, you decide that you want to have a child, it's something different, you want to change doctors. When you make that change, expect to have problems ahead and issues ahead and things that you have to work through. That's life, and that's a part of it, but it doesn't mean don't do it, and it doesn't mean that it's a sign that, oh my God, it's not working out, because if it was working out, the universe would make it rosy for me. No, not necessarily. You know what beginner's luck is? Beginner's luck is the universe's way of enticing you and getting you interested in something. So it's like something pops up and it seems like, oh wow, this is coincidental, I'm not going to go for it. And then all of a sudden problems come and you're like, see, I'm being punished, see, I'm being punished. No. No, you're going to have issues when you make this change. Whatever it is, you change course. But you're happy. You're happy. You're happy about your basic decisions, so hang in there with it. And where you're coming from is, I feel like you've been kind of coasting and doing okay and doing maybe what other people wanted, and now all of a sudden it's boom, I want to make a change. I want to do something for me. I want to I don't know, trip the light, fantastic. And the cards are saying you're going to do it, but do expect rebuttal and issues. So what? You'll work through them, okay? That's the best that can happen to your particular situation. Now this is Gemma's Window, and I thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, it would make me so happy if you'd like to. And I'll see you next month, number twos, when you are in the month of 5, and we'll talk more about that later. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time.